Alright, next up for the new Marvel figures is the X-Men Origins Wolverine, Logan comic book series, or comic series. Picture of Wolverine. In the back. Reading. And then other characters. There goes the packaging. And the character. Now let's take a quick look at the toy. You can see right here the claws are all molded together, so it's kind of good, kind of bad. It's good because you don't have the problems with warping inside the package. You know, having the claws all like twisted and all crazy looking. The bad part is it looks kind of cheap. Then last thing, the face. You know what, forget it. Accessories it comes with is only one item, and it's a sword. For some reason or another, he has a sword, which is kind of pointless since he has six of them on his hands. It does fit in nice in his hand, but like I said before, he doesn't really need it since he has his claws. Articulation, we got the head, well, up and down a little bit, all the way around. Shoulders, well, that high. Elbows, that much. And wrist. Rib cage. Legs that go all the way around and back and forth and all that. To get the good articulation in the legs, you just have to make sure you get the right, line up the joint just right, so you can move it so you can move the leg a certain way. You gotta make sure the joint is going the right way. Double jointed knees, feet, and slight back and forth. Price on these toys are $7.99 or $8.44 depending on where you go. $7.99 at Toys R Us, $8.44 at Walmart, $7.99 Target. They're pretty pricey for characters this size. They're pretty expensive. Just if you do decide to pick them up, make sure you pick up the ones that have the good paint job, because I've seen some of them already that have kind of crummy looking faces, eyebrows, eyes, just looking all weird and crazy. Size comparison between him and another character I already did, Ironman. So it's roughly the correct scale between Wolverine and him. And Sentinel. But I also have one more thing to show. It's between, I think they're Toy Biz characters. They're from like the older Marvel Showdown character. It's like a little game they had. Look almost the same, just the old one's smaller. And he has that screaming crazy face. But he has better arm articulation. Elbow articulation, and his wrists go in and out like this instead of around. But leg articulation is the exact same thing. and he has waist and ribcage. So it's a little bit better, a little bit worse than this one here. For this character, the score I'm going to have to give him is a 7. Main reasons he got a good score is because pretty good details on the pants, legs, shoes, and all that. The muscles, claws, and the face. All that looks pretty good. Good decent articulation. It could be a little bit better, but the main bad thing about the articulation is right here with the elbows. It hardly gets any at all. That's because the muscles on them are too big. So it prevents the arm from going up any further. And besides the... yeah, that's the main thing that made this figure go down and score, is the elbow articulation. And crummy accessories, because there's no real need for him to have a sword. And one other thing is, you've already seen it already, it's kind of hard getting him to stand properly. And just the way his legs are, they're kind of odd a little bit. Maybe it's his feet, but it's kind of hard to get him to stand up correctly. Which is why for him I use the stand as well. And even then, if you don't get him correct, he's going to fall down still. So if you're a Wolverine fan, you like the X-Men, you want them all, you want all the figures, pick them up. They're pretty decent characters to get, they're all right to have, but they're nothing too great. So they're about average.